Hey guys, Diana here from Garden Love. I'm so excited to come on and record something for you guys. I just wanted to share this little piece of love from Garden Love's homestead. Last time Charles from Ivy Organic was here, we took a little tour of my property and he pointed out that apparently I have a rose garden. So I'm so excited to show it to you guys because things are starting to pop up. And there's more than just roses here. I don't know if you guys notice what's behind me. Some amazing, well, let me just show you guys what here. So let me start from over here. As you guys can see, there is irrigation set up right there, and they have set up some very pretty roses. They're not as full. Maybe they need some nutrients, so I need to give them a little fertilizer. That way they can come out a little bit stronger and fuller than that. I've never been into roses up until in our last property. We actually had some roses named after Princess Diana. They're named Diana, and the flowers were amazing. They were pink and full. It looked like full. It was like condensed like that, the whole entire rose. And I fell in love with them. So I'm pretty sad that we left them in the other property, but I'm hoping to add some more roses onto this rose garden. As you guys can see, there's plenty of space. These roses right here actually need to come out, this one and that one, and let me tell you why. So as you guys know, just like any other fruit tree or any tree that you plant that is producing something, in this case it's producing flowers, it's producing, I'm sorry, correction, it's producing roses. So some roses are not as great to grow with the roots. You know, the roots that they naturally grow on, they don't do well in certain soils. So what the sellers do, they do the same thing that they do with your fruit trees. They actually take a rose that does very well in California soil and wherever location that they're trying to sell it at. In this case, I'm in California, Southern California, zone 9B, and they take that rootstock and then they graft the rose that you want to start growing. In this case, as you can tell, the graft has died down. It completely died out, and now what's growing is the rootstock. So it is some sort of rose, some tiny little rose, but it's not going to be the rose that they originally planted for. So this rose has to come out, and so does this one. This one looks like, you know, this one may have survived, but the rose doesn't look very attractive. It doesn't even look like it's much of a rose. It might not even be a rose, but since it's a rose garden, I want to pull it out and put something beautiful. And Lily's gonna check out the roses, and I'm definitely going to add some roses. I'm gonna see what kind of roses bloom, and if they're not pretty cut roses, I'm just going to take them out and put something much prettier. If you guys recommend any roses in particular, I highly suggest you guys put it in the comments because I would really appreciate it, and that way I can look it up and see how pretty they look, see how well they grow, and I can start growing them here. Look at that. Aren't those pretty? Look at this yellow one. Oh, look at this one. It's starting to come out. Isn't that pretty? Well, guys, behind the roses in this little garden patch, there is some amazing grapevines that are fruiting absolutely everywhere. I can tell that this grape has been here for a minute. The trunk is pretty thick, and there are grapes everywhere on this grapevine. I'm really excited to see what kind of grapes it has and how they're going to taste. Look at that. Here is the trunk. You can see that it's pretty big. It's maybe, I would say maybe like 4 to 5 years old. Look at that. It's as big as my hand. So it's a definitely well-established trunk. It's doing very well here. I'm gonna try my best to order wood chips so I can fill this up and I can have everything thrive even more in an area that they're thriving in. Everything seems to be doing well in the garden. I do believe that if we add some good fertilizer, some organic fertilizer, and also wood chips, I do believe that it's going to continue to thrive and even just get better. I think everything's just gonna improve so much more. Like my orange trees that I have here, they're great trees, but the fruit is not as tasty. So I'm going to try to fix that and try to improve the taste by treating the soil, putting some great mulch, and fertilizing it deeply, giving it deep watering right now in the hot seasons that we're getting. And that's pretty much it, guys. I wanted to share this because lately when I've been sitting inside my house, I can see this through a sliding window, and I can tell you that I'm obsessed with the view. It's beautiful, and I get to see pretty color, and the fact that there's green on this fence and the fact that I know there is some fruit growing on this fence just fills my heart with joy, because I absolutely love anything that is beautiful, is productive, and if it serves a purpose. And for me, fruit trees and anything that produces food really does that for me. I'm here on the other side of the fence, and as you can see, they didn't trim this vine very heavily. Once the season happened last year, and once this season is done, now that I know what's alive right before everything starts shedding, I'm going to give it some trimming. I'm going to do some research on how to properly trim and cut down the grapevines. That way I can do it right and we can get a good production the following year. As you can see here, they're growing along this fence. This white fence is the border of our property line, and yeah, it's kind of creeping up on there. We can share some grapes with our neighbor and go from there. I didn't realize for a while that I also had a Eureka lemon growing here. It needs some trimming. That way we can encourage it to get a little bit bushier and heavier and have a bigger production. I learned that from my last property. If you guys remember, when I moved there was a tree that looked like this, a little bit bigger, and it didn't have hardly any production. In fact, the people who had the property told us that it never really had any lemons. I moved in there the very next year. That tree was full of lemons, with a little care and love that I gave it from my little techniques that I use, that I'm hoping to share here in the next few months with all the work I have going on. I do want to apologize for not posting as many videos as I normally do, but I just have tons of projects here at the property, and most of the time I'm not grabbing my camera because I'm just trying to get them done. I really want to get to the point where a lot of my trees are in the ground and I can start enjoying the view and looking forward to the fruit coming out of them, and knowing that they're going to get well established and give us a good production this upcoming year and years to come. So friends, I'm so excited you guys are here. Thank you for tuning in today. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Give me some thumbs up so I know you enjoy the video. I'm going to be sharing videos like this to give you inspiration on how to grow certain things in a little corner. I know a lot of us, I used to live in a house that had a tiny backyard, and I managed to fit so much. So my goal was to inspire you guys to grow something and make a small space make it with the purpose, and have you guys grow something, give you guys some inspiration. And I'm hoping that sharing this little rose garden give you guys some inspiration. You guys can look at your yard and think, you know what, I can make a garden right there, make something useful, beautiful, and with a purpose. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.